Hi, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. Today we will be discussing the Western Conference as it has now been set. The West is truly wild. We will be doing the same as what we did for the Eastern Conference, but first, I really want to give props to the Phoenix Suns who fought valiantly to get themselves into a position to play in the play-in game. Devin Booker went full Kobe Bean Bryant and tried to will his way into the playoffs. He is truly remarkable, and I can't wait to see what the Phoenix Suns do next season because they are now a legitimate threat for the West. Now, let's get into the teams. We have in the 8th seed the Portland Trailblazers. Dame time is real. I absolutely love Damian Lillard. He is one of my favorite players, like currently in the entirety of the NBA. They are going to give the Lakers a run for their money. Melo is all the way back. He is now shooting threes and is making them a real scary threat. And to everyone who doubted Melo, they should line up social distancing style and say sorry to him. Whoever thought that he was not good enough to be on a team should say sorry to Melo. Damian Lillard has scored over 40 points in the last 4 games. They are special. The team is special. Dame is a walking bucket, and the Lakers will have to double team him and to make someone else try and beat them. The Trailblazers are one of the most exciting teams in the bubble. In the 8th seed, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I love Dallas. Dallas is one of my favorite places in the world. I've had some of the best moments of my entire life in Dallas, Texas. However, the Mavericks, on the other hand, whew, they have an uphill battle waiting for them. I give them no shot. Actually, I shouldn't say no shot. I should say a next to no shot in the playoffs. Honestly, I wish that the Lakers had the Mavericks in the first round because it would be a much easier run for them. Luca and Kristaps are special and very talented, but the rest of the team sucks. And I'm looking for. I am. I don't see them going far in the finals. I don't even see them winning a game in the finals, in the playoffs. See them going home in the first round and going back to Dallas, which isn't such a bad thing because Dallas is a beautiful, beautiful city. To the 6th seed, we have the Utah Jazz. The Jazz are an exciting team, but I don't really know much about them, to be completely honest with you. I haven't really followed them as I don't really follow the Jazz. But I think they do have some special players, like the Australian Joe Ingles. But I really don't know much about the team. I don't know much about them. The only thing that I know is that Rudy Gobert um, tested positive for COVID, and that's literally the only thing I know about them. So I'm just going to move on because I don't have much more to say. We have in the 5th seed the OKC Thunder. Now, this is a very important series for them, as they haven't gotten out of the first round since KD left. With no Russell or PG, but with CP3, it will be a struggle for them to make any noise in the playoffs. Although I do think they will make some, they will give the Rockets a run for their money to try and get to the next round. But CP3 needs to perform. CP3 needs to put this team on his back and will his team into the playoffs. He needs to go full Kobe, full Devon to try and get his team into the second round. I'm so looking forward to seeing how he performs and how the whole team performs going into this first round. I really want them to shock the world and beat the Rockets, like I do, but I don't see it happening. We have in the 4th seed the Houston Rockets. With Russell Westbrook out for the beginning of the first round, it's time for James Harden to step up and be the superstar that we know he is. James Harden in the past has gone missing. You could put an APB out for James Harden in the playoffs. He doesn't step up for the playoffs. And I don't know whether it's him per se or whether it's Mike D'Antoni and the D'Antoni system. I don't know. But so far, James Harden has not stepped up to be the superstar that he knows that we know he is. This is also an important series for the Houston Rockets, as it may be the last time for James and Russ to win a chip and prove to people that they are superstars in this league. The first round is going to be a problem because they're facing the OKC Thunder. I'm going to be looking forward to this series because each team has something to prove. But I don't know. With Russ being out, I don't know. I think they will just scrape by, but only just. It's up to the OKC Thunder to put their to go for the throats while Russ is out because James Harden cannot play defense for the life of him. Now, in the third seed, we have the Denver Nuggets, or as I like to call them, the Mountain High team, as in where they're located. Denver will be interesting to watch as they haven't been talked about as much, as they are more set to the side of everything else. And they just put their head down and just battle it out in this league. I haven't heard much from the sports media about the Denver Nuggets. However, I am very interested to see how they go in the first round. It's going to be very interesting watching Utah and Denver go at it as two cities who are polar opposites in almost every single thing that they believe in. It's going to be very, very interesting. I just think it's hilarious that Denver is facing the Bible Belt of Utah. That just makes me laugh. Now in the second seed, we have the LA Clippers. This team is special. If they get to the Western Conference Finals, it will be the first time in franchise history that they do so. This is big. There is so much pressure on this team. It is ridiculous. They've got Kawhi, who is the reigning Finals MVP. They've got PG, who needs to prove that he is a superstar. They've got Lou Williams, who needs to prove that he didn't make the historically bad decision to go and get some wings at a strip joint. They need to prove that they are no longer the little brother of the LA Lakers. And that is what the Clippers need to prove. They need to prove their history wrong. And now we have the greatest franchise in all of sports, the LA Lakers, in at the number one seed in the West. Now, I'm just letting you know, I am pretty biased against the Lakers. Well, for the Lakers, because the Lakers are my team and I love them and I bleed purple and gold. Rondo is back. I am so excited for that. He was literally the last piece we needed. Now that we've got him, we're going to do wonders in the finals, in the playoffs. This is the Lakers' best shot to win a chip with LeBron. Because let's be realistic, LeBron's getting old. He's going to retire soon. We want a chip with him before he goes. And he needs to prove that he is still the best player in the world. I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the playoffs for this reason. I am looking forward to AD proving that he can be a strong second option. And Kuz has stepped up his game. Kuz needs to prove that he can be a great third option. With all the noise that happened last season, at the end of the last season, with Magic quitting, the team literally almost falling apart, people saying that Jeanie Buss was ruining the franchise, with the coaching changes, and then earlier this year with the greatest Laker of all time dying in Kobe Bryant, the Lakers are now realizing that they have to prove everybody wrong, saying that they can be the number one team in the world again. And hey, we need to get our 17th so that we can get rid of the Boston Celtics saying that they have more championships than us. Really, you guys all got yours before the modern era. The King needs to turn on playoff mode, and do it for LA. Do it for the city of Los Angeles and prove that they are the best team in Los Angeles. Let's go LA. Now, that's it for my rant on LA and how much I love it and how much I love the Lakers. Now, let's go into my predictions for the West. First round, we've got the Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers. I've got the Lakers winning in a 4-2 series. That is going to be fun and exciting, and I can't wait. I'm literally on the edge of my seat waiting for it to happen. So excited. Then we've got the Thunder versus the Rockets. I see the Rockets winning this in a very hard fought 4-3 series. This is going to test every single member of those two teams. And I've got the Nuggets versus the Jazz. I've got the Nuggets winning in a 4-3 series. I think it's going to be hard fought. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. But these two teams I don't know much about. So I'm just going to leave that there. Now the Clippers versus the Mavericks. Come on, the Clippers have the easiest path to prosperity right now. It would truly shock the world if the Mavericks won this series. So I've got the Clippers winning this in a clean sweep. Then the second round, I've got the Lakers versus the Rockets. I think the Lakers are going to win this in a clean sweep. Then we've got the Clippers versus the Nuggets. I think the Clippers are going to win it in a clean sweep. So we've got the Western Conference Finals, the Battle of Los Angeles in Orlando. The Lakers versus the Clippers. I've got the Lakers winning it in 4-3. And that series is going to be so fun to watch. I think it's going to come right down to the wire. I'm really looking forward to it. So there you go. Those are my predictions for the Western Conference. And here comes the playoffs. I think next week, I might get into the whole guests in the bubble situation because I've got some thoughts. I'm very interested to hear all of your thoughts about the guests in the bubble situation. So basically, it's no Instagram thoughts. That's going to be fun. So that's it for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So catch you all next week. Bye.